and see who the fuck's still awake. Come on in here. Come on in here. Who's up in here? What's up, Lamones Jr.? Salute. What you niggas talking about? What y'all talking about? NBA playoffs. Y'all see Kawhi Leonard and his cornrows do that thing? That nigga Kawhi Leonard took that game. That's what niggas say LeBron should be doing. Take the game over. They can't guard you, nigga. What's up, Kenneth Milo? What's good, Jason? What y'all talking about? I don't have shit I want to talk about. I want to see what y'all want to talk about. Throw some topics out there. Hell no, that Paul White boy can't outbox Floyd. But it is boxing. Anybody can get a lucky knockout. So that's always a possibility. A lucky knockout. But as far as outboxing Floyd, hell no. What about I did a Buck Breaking movie review. I did one by myself, and I also did one with Randy Short. And I also touched on Buck Breaking with Judge Joe Brown. Buck Breaking movie was the shit. Yeah, he can box, but Floyd Mayweather's, although I'm not a big, Floyd Mayweather's the greatest boxer of all time, especially defensively. You can't hit that man. Let me see here. Let me see. Ken Berry says, still fuck the Clippers. Ha ha! Yeah, LeBron could have been housing the Suns. He didn't want to. The minute he saw Anthony Davis get hurt, he was like, I ain't gonna have I'm not gonna have all the advantages. Let me just start playing. LeBron played hard when he got all the advantages, meaning no injuries, a better team than the other team. The referees got to be on his side. Everything's on LeBron's side. He's gonna kick your ass. But if LeBron got to walk up the hill, if he has to play against a team that's just as good as him, or if his team doesn't have all of the advantages, that nigga gets his numbers and be like, I'm out. Jason Whitlock look like he's on some real clout chasing shit. Kwame Brown mentioned Jason Whitlock 1 or 2 times. And now Jason Whitlock is trying to use that to get up into everything. Fuck Jason Whitlock. He just as bad as Stephen A. Smith, if not worse. I can't stand that motherfucker. I used to read Jason Whitlock all the time back like in 2005, 2003. I used to be a big Jason Whitlock fan. He's a major disappointment. Let's see here. Tyron Woodley versus Jake Paul. I don't watch that UFC shit, so I don't know a damn thing about Tyron Woodley. But I'm going to take the person that boxes. Because boxing is different than MMA. I don't know really know much about Jake Paul either. I just saw him knock out Nate Robinson. But Tyron Woodley, I don't watch that UFC shit. So I don't really know how good of a fighter that dude is. I don't know how he fights. I told you before, I can't really do UFC, man. I'm not fucking with no ground and pound. And that UFC, they got rear naked chokeholds. I can't look at two men's nipples touching while they fighting. Can't do it. Can't do people bashing people's head in like this. It's inhumane. Some Greco-Roman shit. That UFC shit, the MMA, is Greco-Roman. And I don't fuck with them Greco-Romans. They on that rainbow side of the game. I'm going to get to y'all questions in 1 second. I got more important matters to attend to right now. I'm going to get to y'all questions in 1 second. But nah, I can't fuck with UFC, man. Mixed martial arts. Nah, nigga. If I'm watching y'all fight, you niggas better stand up and throw some hands. Or some karate kicks like Bruce Lee. I'm that old school nigga. I want to see y'all either throwing up some karate kicks like Bruce Lee, nigga, or throwing hands like Muhammad Ali. I'm not gonna sit back and watch two niggas wrestle. Man, I'm not gonna do that. Let me see. What's up? Who's boy Billy Sorrell? I ain't been following that drama. What's up, Elizabeth? I have not. We always say what's up, but I'm not following that drama. I'm not. Niggas talking about screwing each other's wives and sucking dicks. Let me tell you something about me. I do my best to, and not do my best. I really don't get involved in other people's shit. I do not get involved in other people's shit. There's drama going on right now with some online people y'all know. Nothing to do with Craig Facts. Other shows, y'all. If I mentioned the name of those shows, y'all would know exactly what they are. And I know all kinds of juicy details of what's going on with that drama. I'm never gonna talk about it. As a matter of fact, I wish I didn't know. Because I don't even like when people tell me details of shit like that. I don't be giving a fuck. Let me see. What are some books as far as Black history? Depending on what you want to get in. What's up, Jay Smooth? It depends on what you want to do. That shirt that I sell on my website, those are the people that, whenever I say you want to start Black, the reason why I have my Black Scholar shirt, because those 5 authors that I have on there, if you read their information, it'll set your mind straight. Dr. Ben for what went on in Africa, and Dr. Clark for what went on around the world. Read anything Dr. Ben, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, the ISIS Papers, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Clyde Winters, although any of their books. I always say start off with Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. Start off with that. That's always a good book to start off on when you're doing Black history. It's Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. That's a really good book to set your mind right. This shit. What's up, Beanie Man? Let me tell you something, y'all. I've been having so much fun this last day trolling LeBron James fans. I told you that's like a personal, like whenever my Gemini petty stuff like went out. That shit be funny as hell. I'll be petty as fuck too. No, we're not about to blame LeBron's teammates. That's one game we don't do. We don't blame LeBron's teammates when they lose. Why? Because his teammates don't get any credit when he wins. Fair is fair. When LeBron James had Ray Allen and Mike Miller and Kyle Korver and all these great ass shooters, no one ever said, "Oh man, yeah they won, man, but that team, man, they hit every open shot. They made everything. They made, man. Do you see them good screens Tristan Thompson said? You see them rebounds? You see that good defense J.R. Smith played? No one ever says that. Because when LeBron wins, all hail the king. He did everything. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. The minute they lose, what's up, Ivor? The minute they lose, man, the shooters wasn't making shots, man. Shorter wasn't playing defense. And what was the coach doing, man? And he old. Nah, we fair. No, we're not quick turnaround for the bubble because you forget. They had 3 months off before the bubble. The bubble wasn't shit. They didn't have to travel. The bubble was goddamn. The bubble didn't do anything. That was a glorified AAU tournament. The Lakers were fine. And now people saying, oh, Phoenix was just a better team. Man, these niggas couldn't name 3 Phoenix Suns before last week. Now all of a sudden says LeBron lost. Oh, they were the better team. The Lakers seeding was because of midseason injuries. They were fine until Anthony Davis got hurt. And you see how it was when Anthony Davis. I'm a Laker fan first. I've always been objective about my Lakers. So 51-50 Nation in the house. I'm a Laker fan first. And when LeBron came by himself, the Lakers wasn't shit. Before the injuries and after the injuries, they weren't shit. It wasn't until Anthony Davis came and flipped that defense and became the rock that LeBron needed. But when the Lakers won that championship, nobody said, hey, Anthony Davis flipped the team. No. It was LeBron James did everything. Anthony Davis goes out. You're right, Kendrick Williams. LeBron said activate playoff mode. Lakers lost 9 of 10. People like to forget about that. Last year. And then this year, this motherfucker, he was being guarded one-on-one by Devin Booker. That's LeBron James. Devin Booker cannot guard LeBron James one-on-one. Nigga was still playing soft. And then in the last 2 minutes of the game, when the Lakers were down by 17 points, this nigga wanted to drop a quick 7 points to pad his stats. Nigga, LeBron, you had 22 points that game. gonna drop in a quick 7 to pad your fucking stats when the game was over with 2 minutes left, down 17. Couldn't do that shit when the game was close and we needed them buckets to keep the lead from getting out of hand. You was biting your fucking nails, asking the coach to take you out the game. 2 minutes left, let me get 7 quick points so the stats look good. So all the bronsexuals say, well, at least he had 29 points. Fuck out of here. I know basketball. You're right, Jonathan. Heard some elders should be taught. Westside Chicago, Devin. Yeah, I miss Lonzo and Lakers. I really wanted to see that Laker team come together with Lonzo, Julius Randle, Ingram, Josh Hart, Kuzma. I really wanted to see them gel. Yeah, we should have never sold our young talents. We should have never sold our young talents. But man, that's what it is, man. I couldn't stand when LeBron came to the Lakers because we had a good thing going. Oh, you said the Florida governor is banning transfer athletic sports? Good. Good. I had some LGBTQ person on my Facebook tell me, I coach basketball. Sometimes I would have to assistant coach with the girls team. Man, I wouldn't want to see them girls go up against some old man with a fucking wig on. Little girls' bones are already sensitive as it is, playing sports. They want to put a fucking man out there with a wig on against girls. That's some bullshit. I'm with the governor banning that. Yeah, you're right. Trey should have their own league. It should be called the CAA. That should be the trans league, the CAA, the Circus Athletic Association. Because that's what it's going to be, a fucking circus. Get your balls cut off, join the CAA. AA is for you. Athletic Association. Where a whole bunch of grown-ass men have blouse jerseys on playing basketball against one another. Where lesbos come in and play with strap-ons. The CAA. Come watch this circus. They should not be allowed to compete with regular athletes. Just bone structure. Look, the same reason why when you playing AAU basketball and Pop Warner football, the same reason why you don't want 6th grade boys playing against 9th grade boys. You don't want that. You don't want 7th grade boys playing against 5th grade boys. The bone density is a little stronger. So them fouls. This shit, you know what I mean? I'm in the garage. I'm on my cellular, not my Wi-Fi. I'm on the iPad cellular service. It should be tripping in my garage sometimes. This should be tripping. Let me see if I can see the last comment before that shit went disconnected. Hell yeah, D Wade, the commissioner of the CAA, the Circus Athletic Association. That should be funny as hell, dog. Yeah. Girls cannot be a point guard in the NBA. That's not possible. The NBA is very rough and tough. Once it reaches the court, the referees call soft fouls. I get it. The rules change, so the referees call bullshit. Goddamn rough and hard. There's no way you don't understand basketball. A woman can play in the fucking NBA. A woman in the WNBA probably wouldn't make the Westchester High School basketball team or be on a WNBA point guard is probably gonna come off the bench at Westchester High School. Stop it. And she definitely can't play Division I men's college basketball. Not one chick in the WNBA can play men's Division I basketball. Not one. It may be two women all time that can play men's Division II basketball. That's like these TV commercials be having people thinking crazy. Like y'all see that one commercial with Usain Bolt and that white soccer chick, that Gatorade commercial. It was the same thing about. It was the same thing with that Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union Gatorade commercial. I hate them fucking commercials. They always got a chick competing alongside a professional grown ass black athlete. Get the fuck out of here. Usain Bolt will have that crazy passed out 30 minutes into his workout. TV commercial try to make it seem like no. They had that other Gatorade commercial with Gabrielle Union, a 50-year-old actor, kicking Dwayne Wade's ass in a workout competition. 1 year retired from the NBA. Are you fucking serious? Trying to promote? No. Usain Bolt will have that fire marshal Bill looking bitch passed out within 46 minutes of his workout. But Gatorade want to make it seem like that Pee Wee Herman looking bitch can compete with Usain Bolt. Got the kids growing up. Man, that's what my biggest fear with this whole agenda of a man can compete with a woman stuff that they're trying to push. My biggest fear actually it happens now. You see it all the time. You be having these dudes fight women. Like you see these little punk ass kids. They try to talk to a chick and she say no, and he want to sock her out. Then you got these women. When you have an issue with a man, reasonably, don't get in a man's face. When a man is challenged, he might swing in his hands. They don't tell the girls that. They say, no, you equal. So then she solves a problem with men the way she solves a problem with women. And then at the same time, you got some nigga that was raised by a hood rat mom, didn't have any positive males in his life to tell him the right way to interact with women. And that's a perfect storm. Little male chick who thinks that she's the same as a man and can solve her. But they're like 23, 24 years old. At the same time, he's a man with male instincts, not knowing how to be reasonable like a man. Neither of them. Neither of those two ever learned how to, one, resolve the issues and how to interact and resolve issues with, not only with themselves but with other people. So when I coached them up, I told them a whole bunch of shit they never heard before, basic stuff, because we live in a society that does not value. They make gender roles seem like a bad thing. They're actually a great thing that have been formed and done over millennia, following laws of nature. Man, this shit buffering like a motherfucker. What I think female NBA coaches, it's just more ways to deny resources and income to black men. Think about it. In the sports black men dominate, football, basketball especially, they are quick to talk about, ooh, the first coach of Latin descent. Ooh, we got females here. Well, what about all the retired basketball players? They say the average basketball player files bankruptcy within 5 or 6 years of retirement. So why don't you help that and have a program for these players to become coaches? Why does an NBA player have to go coach in high school and watch a woman take a job that he can do way better? Why can I say he can do it way better than a woman? Because he's actually done it. She hasn't. I told y'all before, because NBA ball is like nothing other. There's nothing that's like NBA ball. Nothing. Not Euro League, not the Drew League, not college. There's nothing like NBA basketball. You can't simulate it. You can't. It's just on such a high level. Shouldn't the people first to coach it be the ones who played it? Like, think about it. Not just with women, with anybody. Could there be a black equivalent to Eric Spoelstra in any white sport? Hell, not even in a white sport, to Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat. Eric got hired as the video guy, got promoted to like last assistant coach, and then kept promoted up through the coaching ranks, and then took over a team like the Miami Heat when they had Dwayne Wade. Can a black man do the equivalent in baseball? But yeah, nah. But someone talking about, I see y'all talking about New York basketball. Fuck New York basketball. That shit's overrated as hell. Talking about New York basketball, nigga, that's like talking about the Roman Empire. Talking about New York basketball is talking like, nigga, it's like talking about the Industrial Revolution in England in 1860. It's a relic of the past. New York got all them niggas up there, but each time one of y'all hypes make the NBA, ain't shit. Kemba Walker's a dope player, you know what I mean? Y'all got him. But before Kemba Walker, well, none of y'all New Yorkers make the NBA and be just regular as hell. New Yorkers get to the NBA and get dominated by niggas from France. New Yorkers get to the NBA and get dominated by motherfuckers from goddamn Houston, Texas, and Berlin, Germany, and shit. Meanwhile, here in LA, we don't even brag. Shit, nigga, LA, you gotta look, New York niggas gotta go way back to Kareem, nigga. That was last century. Matter of fact, that was in the middle of last century. That'll be here's the rule. You can't bring up anybody that New York that was brought up before you was born. See, this is the thing. I know y'all used to talking to lame brains, but if you say a city has better hoopers than LA, you have to name them. Okay? Say my city has better hoopers than LA, and here are the names, and list them 1 through 10. Ain't trying to say New York and Baltimore and LA. They keep saying this shit, but ain't not one of these motherfuckers named their player. If I go to LA players, yes, you do gotta say names. If you can't say names, then you ain't saying shit. If you can't say names, then you just giving me an opinion out your ass. And that means it stinks. And I don't want to smell it. Because if I say LA, the LA area, if I say the LA area, Harden, Westbrook, Drew Holiday, James Harden's not a real hooper, Russell Westbrook, 2 All-Famers, 2 MVPs in the last 10 years came out of LA. Klay Thompson, Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. Oh, I just gave you 2 Finals MVPs. I'm just naming the players who are playing now. If I want to go back to players who aren't playing, Paul Pierce, Baron Davis, Gilbert Arenas. These are players who aren't playing anymore. These are the ones, Reggie Miller. These are the ones that aren't playing anymore. I'm just sticking to the ones who are playing. LA has 2 sets of brothers with 3 brothers in the NBA. The Ball brothers and the Holiday brothers. Trevor Ariza, LA. Amir Johnson. Hell, let me just give you my high school, Westchester High School. Let me just give you who made it to the NBA in the last 20 years just out of my high school. Bobby Brown, Hassan Adams, Trevor Ariza, Amir Johnson. This dude said quality over quantity. Okay, how do you get more quality than 2 MVPs coming from LA? 2 MVPs in the last 10 years came from LA of the regular season. And then if you want to throw Finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard won 2 of those from LA. Show me better quality than that from any other fucking city. I didn't even finish naming LA players. Brooke Lopez, Robin Lopez. See, look, this motherfucker bringing up players who were around before he was born. No kid in the middle. You don't talk about LA unless you understand LA. LA is geographically big, but black. Very, very small. There are far less black people in LA than there is in Chicago. Way less. in LA than there is Baltimore. Okay? LA is either Palmdale, Paul George, or San Bernardino, Kawhi Leonard. But let me assure you something. Their parents still worked in LA. Their life was still based in LA. They only had to move to those places because they could no longer afford LA. But their life and everything else was still centered in LA. Black LA is very, 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 very small. We're 6% of the population here in LA. But there are very few black people here. But we love to hoop here. And the weather's great. So we can hoop year round. We can be outside hooping in December. We can be outside hooping in February. It's not that windy like Chicago. You niggas from Chicago. Who the fuck is Ronnie Fields? Nigga said Jaleel Okafor. Mark Aguirre. This nigga Mark Aguirre played high school basketball in the 70s. Isaiah Thomas played high school basketball in the 70s. This nigga bringing up people from last century. I'm not even bringing up retired players. I could keep going if we're going to do that. Yeah, Ronnie Fields sound like a baseball player. This nigga said Jaleel Okafor. What the fuck is Jaleel Okafor? Kwame Brown was a bust. I need like finish mention LA players. Darren Collison. Shit, Aaron Aflalo just retired a couple years ago. I got so many LA players I forgot. This nigga's bringing up niggas that was bench warmers in the NBA for 2 seasons. Oh, no, I didn't say Kwame's a bust. I'm saying if he is a bust, was Jaleel Okafor? Kwame played 13 seasons. Is Jaleel Okafor still on the roster? This nigga said Patrick Beverly. I just gave this nigga Russell Westbrook and James Harden from LA. He gave me Patrick Beverly. You know how many LA niggas like didn't make it to the league that was good? Like Shea Cotton. LA got a lot of legends that didn't make. Look, I'm not gonna argue with you niggas. The minute I said James Harden, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, and that ends the conversation. Yeah, Oakland is solid in the motherfucker. Oakland, them niggas. Oakland don't throw a whole lot of players in the league. When they do, they're all-time greats. Jason Kidd, Damian Lillard, Gary Payton, Bill Russell. Seattle's another great city. Hell, I might take Seattle over. I'm definitely going to take Seattle over New York. No, they don't bang on Darko Milicic. Just a lot of buzz. They don't bang on Michael Olowokandi, taken first by the Clippers in 1998. Only played 6 seasons. They don't bang on Anthony Bennett, taken number 1 by Cavs in 2013. Only played 3 seasons. They don't bang on Adam Morrison, taken by the Charlotte Bobcats in 2007. Only played 4 seasons. Hey, West Side Chicago, you're done. No one's listening to these Chicago legends that now work at Starbucks as a janitor, cleaning up spilled coffee beans. No one's trying to hear that. If I bring up an LA bench warmer, hell, when I said Klay Thompson, that should have been enough to shut you up. Goddamn. If I'm gonna bring up LA bench warmers, I'm gonna bring up somebody like Jordan Farmar or some shit. Stacey Augmon. That's LA. That's still the LA person. Stacey Augmon, Tracy Murray. I mean, it's something. Byron Scott, Eldon Campbell. Like I can keep going. I'm not about to argue with you, nigga. It's like, man, Stromile Swift. Put it like this: they gave Stromile Swift a lot of chances. I remember when Stromile Swift was young in Memphis, they kept giving him the ball. They gave him a chance to be great. See, some players don't pan out. Like Kwame didn't get a chance to be great. They weren't feeding him the ball. But Stromile Swift with the Grizzlies, they gave that nigga every chance to be great. And oh my God, in some games he looked great. And if he looked great one game, that meant he was gonna suck the next 10. Yeah. The fuck is buffering? What's next for the Lakers? Hopefully they trade LeBron and get some young talent. Trade him and get younger. Rebuild. Lakers need to rebuild. I wouldn't mind them keeping Anthony Davis because of his age. If they had to get rid of Anthony Davis, I get it. But I wouldn't trade him now coming off of an injury. I'd trade LeBron right now. Get his ass up out of here. But Anthony Davis, they just get a lot for Anthony Davis, but I wouldn't do it now. I think they can build around Anthony Davis. And then when it gets to that point, they could possibly then, once they build up and get some talent around Anthony Davis, if it looks as if that's not enough, then they can then trade Anthony Davis 1 for 2. And then that might be the final trade piece. But you don't need to trade him right now. I think you can get rid of one now and the other, if you're gonna get rid of the other, mid-season or next season. You don't have to rebuild it all in one season. As a matter of fact, it's probably better if you build it over 2 seasons. You'd have to keep Anthony Davis there to attract potential free agents. You trade LeBron not because of hate for you sissy ass niggas who think every time someone brings LeBron James up and you're not mentioning gobbling his nuts is hate. This ain't about hate, you sensitive niggas. It's about age and marketability. And LeBron is still very marketable, but he's too old. He needs to go. Trade him for some young talent and some draft picks. And when you do that, Anthony Davis, he attracts prime free agents now, meaning or the next 2 off seasons. In the next 2 off seasons, you gotta realize, not this off season, but next off season, Kevin Durant's back in play, Kawhi Leonard's back in play. It's a lot of big time free agents that's gonna be around 2022. Anthony Davis attracts them. Now, if you can attract one of any free agents with Anthony Davis, at that point, you try to trade him for another superstar and maybe another draft pick. But you don't do it all at once. You trade LeBron first because of his age. You hold on to Anthony Davis because of his age. Yes, he has injuries, but he's still in his 20s. It's a valuable chess piece to attract a big-time free agent. You can't think basketball emotionally. Basketball ain't nothing but chess with big, tall, ugly-ass chess pieces. Basketball's chess. That's why I love it so much. And that's also why I'm getting all this fandom bullshit. You're hating. You don't like him. Do you like a pawn when you play chess, bitch? No, it's just a fucking pawn. All the players are pawns. The coaches are the knights. And the GMs are the rooks. Are the pawns. These niggas that in 2021 get caught up in the fandom. Ronald Hazley, just because I say basketball is chess, it doesn't mean football isn't. Two things can exist at the same time. If the subject were football, I probably still would have used a chess analogy, but we're not talking about football, we're talking about basketball. And I'm a huge basketball fan. And as a basketball coach, I treated my team like my chessboard. Man, they weren't gonna give LaMelo Rookie of the Year. They still hate his daddy. Oh, that's why you shouldn't get into all these NBA awards. All of the NBA awards are political awards. They're political. They're political. They ain't got nothing to do with skill level, work ethic, none of the metrics by basketball. That's why they have everybody look at three stats: points, rebounds, and assists, and try to have that MVP. All that shit's political. Whose agent kissed the right people's ass? Which players sucked up to the right writers, and the ones who didn't speak out too much against what's going on. People who don't have their own, oh yeah, that person thinks for themselves, and when they tweet open-minded things. Now we gonna demonize him. This nigga Kyrie Irving one day could average 40 points and 15 assists. He'll never win the MVP because of how open his mind is. Here's the thing, like with the MVP, just pay attention. I don't watch the sports shows anymore, but y'all do. Notice every year the criteria changes slightly. So question. Some 1 year is a bit when they were their excuse for not giving it to Kobe back in 2006 and 2007, they were like, the MVP has to be the best player on the best team. And then when then they moved the bar on over a little bit, the best player with the best record. I mean, with the best stats. And then some years the players that defense and the best offense. You can't win the MVP if you can't play good defense. Oh, then they give the MVP to Steve Nash, someone who plays no defense. Oh no, that was last year's rules. Why do you hold so much stock in the political award whose rules change year by year? How can you accurately judge MVPs if there's no standard criteria for someone to win an MVP? The criteria changes year by year. I realized the MVP was a political award in 2001. No, 2002. 2002. This is when I turned 21 in 2002. This is when I was way more into basketball than I am now. Although Kobe probably had the best stats for MVP, I think that year Kobe averaged like 29 or something like that. Kobe was balling. They said Kobe couldn't win MVP because he was on the same team as Shaq. And they would also do vice versa. Shaq can't really win MVP because Kobe's so good. How do you measure who's the MVP? But when LeBron gets to Dwayne Wade, all of a sudden your teammates don't matter. But that's another story. But that always canceled Kobe out of the MVP discussion early on in his career. Well, his teammate was Shaq. Of course he can average 29 points. So that was their excuse for not giving it to Kobe. But Jason Kidd? People forget how great Jason Kidd's 2002 season was. Yeah. No, this year is before Colorado, Ivory. The Colorado, they did fuck Kobe off from MVPs in the future. But this particular season, 2002, this was before Colorado. People too young to remember the media used to ride Kobe nuts before. Man. This nigga Jason Kidd, the Nets were worse. People forget how bad back then they were the New Jersey Nets. They were the worst goddamn team. They were the Clippers East. They were worse than the Clippers back then. This nigga Jason Kidd single-handedly took them to the finals. And this is Kenyon Martin was a rookie. Richard Jefferson was like in his second season. These name of failures and rookies to the finals 2 years. That's why I'm not impressed by LeBron taking the Cavs to the finals in 06. First of all, the East in the early part of the 2000s really bad. And a lot of really bad teams made the finals. The 01 Sixers were a terrible team that made the finals. The 02 and 03 Nets were probably worse. They were horrible. But Jason Kidd took them to the finals twice. The same team as Shaq neutralizes MVP chances. All right, cool, I'll take that. So Jason Kidd was the one. He single-handedly turned the whole franchise around. But what happened before the season started that year? Jason Kidd got put in the news for domestic violence. He beat the shit out of his wife before the season started. And he ended up getting suspended. And that became a whole thing. Them talking shit. Oh, Jason Kidd, the wife abuser, and blah, blah, blah. The domestic abuse is why Tim Duncan won MVP and not Jason Kidd. And that's when I realized, oh, okay. The MVP award ain't got a damn thing to do with the best player or the player that made the most impact on his team. The MVP award is just as much political than it is anything basketball. So I ain't fuck with the MVP award since 2002. Jason Kidd, domestic violence cost him an MVP in 2002. Fact. So since then, I ain't gave a fuck about no MVP. I used to really care before that. It ain't about jersey sales either. Finals MVP award ain't the best award. That's just political. Rasheed Wallace was a person that dominated the Lakers in 2004 in the finals. But Rasheed Wallace will cuss your motherfucking ass out. There's no way in hell he was going to get that MVP award. No way. Chauncey Billups, here you go. And I'm not denying Chauncey Billups. He was dope. He had some big shots. But it was Rasheed Wallace that was the most dominant. And hell, Finals MVP is even it's misleading, I should say, because it's 3 rounds before the finals. Finals MVP implies you were the best player throughout the playoffs. That's not what it says, but that's what it implies. I remember early Lakers, Shaq, Kobe Lakers. Shaq would always win Finals MVP, deservedly so, because Shaq was always at his most dominant in the finals. But the person that got the Lakers to the finals was always Kobe. Shaq even said, when it came to the West going on, Duncan Robinson, and then when David Robinson retired, they had everybody from Nazi Muhammad to whatever they had up front. Rasheed Wallace, Brian Grant, Sacramento had Vlade C. Webb. Minnesota had Nesterovich and KG. Teams in the West were built to give Shaq problems. So since they were built to give Shaq problems, it was generally Kobe that was the most dominant against the Spurs. It was Kobe that was the most dominant against the Sacramento Kings, especially in Sacramento. It was Kobe who got them there. But in the East, man, the smart thing to do was to play through Shaq. Philly didn't have nothing for him. Mutombo was kind of old. Indiana, I don't even think Rick Smits played. Did Rick Smits play that year? I forgot. No, he did play a little. Did he? If he did, if Rick Smits did play, he wasn't himself anymore. 2002 against New Jersey. New Jersey had Todd McCullough at center. You better throw the goddamn ball down to Shaq every play. And that's what Kobe would do. And Kobe even said it. Shaq is the OG on the team. Let's get him this Finals MVP. People always want to talk about how selfish Kobe played. Go back and watch the footage from the finals. You always heard Kobe talking about getting Shaq the Finals MVP. But when it came to getting through that tough West, that was all Kobe. Well, I can't say all Kobe, but Kobe took the lead, getting them through the. Anytime Phil Jackson did this, that meant 1-4 flat. Kobe at the top, everyone else flat. Get the fuck out of Kobe's way and watch him make a play. That's how the Lakers got through the West when the triangle broke down. Because teams would just sit back and double team on Shaq and make it hard for him to even get the ball. People want to say the Lakers got cheated, Sacramento cheated. Hell, the referees were letting the Sacramento Kings get away with illegal defense all game. All 7 games those series again in 2002. Chris Webber sitting in Shaq. This is before the zone defenses. As a matter of fact, they let zones come in to stop Shaq. But before zones, you couldn't play off your man and into the other person's lap. That was illegal defense. Sacramento was playing an illegal defense all goddamn game, stopping the ball from getting into Shaq. So Kobe'd have to bust their ass. Sacramento, I remember Phil Jackson had to send in tape to the league to show all the illegal defense they was getting away with. And people want to bring up that play when Kobe swam through Mike Bibby and hit him in the face. Well, guess what? The NBA wasn't soft then like it is now. You could not lead with your face on defense. If you get hit in the face and you leading with your face, that's on you. As a matter of fact, go back and watch the video. You see Mike Bibby literally holding Kobe. They could have called holding on. Matter of fact, they should have called holding. Because if they called holding on Mike Bibby with the ball still out of bounds, the Lakers would have had a free throw and the ball. They let the holding get away. He had his face out. Yo bad. Sacramento people still crying over that. Get over it. All our illegal defensive kings were playing. Don't talk to a real nigga who know basketball about that series and talk about the refs. I pull all the shit. Okay, if we're going to pull out tape, let's talk about all of it. Not just what you heard about on ESPN cold pizza. But you're right, there's a lot of face masks back then. Keith Kloss. Keith Kloss, somebody I still see around LA every now and again. Big tall motherfucker. Good dude. Good dude. You're right. They fouled Shaq so goddamn much that series against Sacramento. Sacramento State there. Man, Vlade would get away with at least 2 flops a game. Shaq would get at least 2 Shaq fouls. Shaq kept getting in foul trouble with Vlade flopping. They gave Vlade every time nigga fell to the ground. Charge. I remember one time Vlade got a flop when Shaq shot a fadeaway. I'm like, how did he fall down when Shaq was fading away? The referee was like, I don't care. Offensive foul. I'll tell you why the Sacramento Kings didn't win the series in 2002. Because when y'all had Game 7 at home, down 2, wide open Peja Stojakovic in the corner, he airballed. Rick Fox got in Peja Stojakovic's head. After all that, y'all had a wide open Peja Stojakovic down 2 with a minute left, 46 seconds left in the game, and he fucking airballed the shot. How about Peja make the goddamn shot? How about Chris Webber not getting nervous and hit his fucking free throws at the end of the game? Late in games, when Chris Webber got on the free throw line, we was like, oh, we good. He gonna miss at least one. Go ahead. As he would. Oh, let's not even bring up Doug Christie. He was so goddamn nervous that Game 7. That nigga forgot how to shoot. Yeah, Milwaukee did get hosed in that Eastern Conference Finals. And don't let the NBA confuse you on that small market team shit. That's somebody said they didn't want 2 small market. Look, let me tell you something. When the NBA negotiates its TV deals, those commercial slots are sold before the season starts. It doesn't matter who makes the finals. Their sponsorship money's the same. Each city, whether it be in a small market or major market, is going to sell out. Now, overall viewership may go down, but they sold their slots before the season started. Y'all got to understand the business of basketball. And if you understand the business of basketball, you won't be impressed by the shit ESPN telling you. It doesn't matter. Did y'all hear what I said? It doesn't matter what the ratings were. They sold those slots before the finals were made. Those slots were sold last summer. You know, years in these contracts when it comes to TV advertising, they're sold years in advance. Do you know that the NBA is currently under an advertising deal, under a deal with ESPN? It started back in 2016. It ends in 2023. A multi-billion dollar deal. Every team gets $100 million check from ESPN before the season starts. Those commercial slots were sold. They're sold in the summertime. They've been sold. And guess what? No matter what happened no matter what the ratings were last year in the finals, next year's finals commercial slots are going to cost more than last year's. That whole small market shit is a game they run on motherfuckers who don't know better. Remember they used to always tell y'all small market teams can't attract free agents. Small market teams can't keep players. They told niggas that shit during the middle of the fucking Spurs dynasty. They were telling you small market teams can't retain players. The same 2 minutes later, they're showing you Tim Duncan signing his contract to extend his stay in San Antonio. They telling you free agents don't want to come to small market teams, yet and still every offseason, the Spurs had no issues picking up veteran free agents. Steve Smith. These niggas was already real good. Then they got goddamn Steve Smith and Steve Kerr for that 2003 championship. But then they was telling you niggas that the small market teams, players don't want to stay with small market teams. And you read the bottom line. Tony Parker re-signs with the Spurs for 5 seasons, $90 million. Well, hold on. Tony Parker's an all-star, definite Hall of Famer. He just re-signed. Why are you telling me, player, it's all a fucking hustle. Stop letting these niggas in sports media hustle y'all. Look, somebody's still trying to argue with me. I just explained how it go. I just told you the TV deal the NBA is in now was signed back in 2016 through 2023 with a progressive scale in advertising. Don't matter what the ratings were. The shit's locked in. You know who cares about the ratings? Somebody said the Lakers had Mitch Richmond. You talking about the Mitch Richmond who never got off the fucking bench because he was old? Mitch Richmond will be the player that the Lakers will put in with 2 minutes left up by 48 points. Anything less, he got no burn because he wasn't Mitch Richmond. Ratings only matter. I'll tell you who ratings matter to. Ratings matter to ABC, NBC. It matters to them. It don't matter to the NBA. It does matter to ABC and NBC because of higher ratings. They use sports to lead into their next program. Sports and news are the only two things people watch now in today's internet world. So it matters to the networks because the networks are the ones that fronted all that money to the NBA. The NBA got theirs regardless of the ratings. The NBA, look up the word monopoly. The NBA is a monopoly. They control the money on all ends. And all of the things that, do you know last year during the lockout? Not lockout. You know last year, well, even going back to the lockout, but you know last year during the coronavirus? Do you know that even though there were no games being played, the NBA was still getting paid by ABC? Did you know that? The NBA didn't lose any money. Yes, the coronavirus pandemic shut the league down, but ABC still had to pay, Disney still had to pay the NBA. No season? Give me my money, bitch. But they got you niggas thinking ratings, that the NBA cares about ratings. They know you niggas is gonna watch. The ratings are down for the finals. The NBA is looking at Disney like, what you want me to say? Give me my money. I only talk to you niggas what I have a very, very firm understanding of. So don't argue with me. I'm only telling you what I understand. Because I spend a lot of time with agents in the NBA, coaches, players union reps. So I understand the business of basketball. What's up, Oshun? Y'all still talking about Jahlil Okafor? That nigga had a microphone cut. I thought Jahlil Okafor was gonna be really good. I really thought Jahlil Okafor was gonna be the shit. He had a decent jump shot. I thought the Lakers should have drafted Jahlil Okafor over D'Angelo Russell. Boy, I was wrong. I'm so glad they got Russell. Even though he's traded now, but D'Angelo Russell's gonna be in the NBA for a long time. Somebody said no way Kobe would have won a championship if he wasn't the trade to the Lakers. How do you know, Nostradamus? Who's to say he doesn't make his way to another team with a decent GM that can build a team around him? All top 6 players. When you get to the top 10 players in the NBA, they all can win a championship. They just need the right mix around them. All that, oh, such and such never win a championship. No, like they all say about James Harden. No, he's not going to win a championship if it's the coach's system is reliant on secondary motion and high screen and roll offense with no second options as far as post-up options, and you're relying on jump shots, and you don't have another teammate that can carry the load consistently when you're on the bench, you're probably not going to win a championship. But if you're a top 10 player and you get teamed with another top 10 player, or if you're a top 10 player and you get teamed with a top 25 player, or maybe 2 top 25 players, and you have adequate shooting on the wings and decent rebounding, then you'll probably win a championship. Superstars need at least one other player that's at least, if not on their level, a half step below them. Another player about the same, and shooting. Because even if you have another superstar on your team, if you don't have knockdown shooters, teams just going to sag in off the non-shooters and stifle anything you want, i.e. the 2015-16 Oklahoma City Thunder. People are saying, Kevin Durant ain't never going to win a championship. No, he can't win it. There's no way in hell he could have won a championship with Andre Roberson on the court with 2 minutes left in the game. Roberson couldn't shoot for shit. So all the goddamn Warriors had to do when they came back down from 3-1, all they had to do was sag in off Roberson. And every time Kevin Durant or Westbrook went to the cup, they had 3 defenders on them because the wings couldn't shoot. That clogged the whole paint, would stop Russell Westbrook from doing what he does best, and which made Kevin Durant have to settle for 15 and 20 footers, which he made consistently. But on the other end, the fucking Warriors are making 3-pointers. Kevin Durant would come down and make 2. Clay will make 3. Westbrook will make 2. Curry will make 3. You do that shit 4 times in a row, tied game is now a 12-point game, 8-point game. But that's because the Warriors were able to help off of Andre Roberson and Steven Adams or whoever was playing center. It was 2 people on the court that could not shoot worth a fucking damn. Give Kevin Durant a team that can shoot, so now teams can double on him. 2-time champion. I'm about to get the fuck up out of here though. I'm getting tired. You right, man, Lady Greatness. That motherfucker Andre Roberson couldn't even make free throws. Yeah, I'm about to get up out of here though. I'm about to get the fuck up out of here. I might talk to y'all tomorrow, but I'm about to smoke another joint and go to bed. Clean my gun out. I think I'm going to shooting range in the morning. Make sure my pistol's nice and clean before I go. Y'all see the shooting? 1 shot. That shit was from, I think, 70 feet. No, that was from 35 feet. Let's see here. Yeah. I ain't talking about shit. Any other questions y'all got? Ain't got no other goddamn questions? Alright, my name is Dwan B. Y'all know that shit. Perfect messengers. Only perfect messages. I definitely ain't no goddamn perfect messenger. We be having perfect messages like a motherfucker to some of y'all. Why do you keep asking if I met John Wall? Does it matter? That's the most random question. That's like the 3rd time I see you ask me, have I met John Wall? But yeah, no. And to answer your question, no, I have not walked to John Wall, shook his hand, and told him my name is DwannBrown. No, I've never done that. Hopefully that answers your question. Thank y'all for listening. I'm out.